Driver, what do we do here? And they just think clean air is absolutely going to be king. If they could get their teammate to go with them, get a good push, they think they have something for the 23. Ross in line behind his teammate. We'll see what these Trackhouse racing cars can do on this restart.
Let's listen into the 6 of Brad Keselowski, some radio communications.
Obviously, we can make it into the stage. We'll have to take our lumps at the stage. I'm not sure if that's a negative, but just making you aware right now. Yeah, I'm cool.
So let's just take a look at the points, right? So Bubba Wallace is leading. So it's a little misleading because that's assuming he's going to win the race as well. But Allmendinger's now a point in. Suarez a point out. McDowell having that damage 4 below. I'm telling you, this guy, Alex Bowman, he's currently sitting at -20. He's riding 7th on the racetrack. These are the moments that this 48, we got to see something out of this 48, right? He has not had the year since returning from injury they're looking for. He needs to go capitalize and beat some of these cars. All the bubble cars are right here in front of him.
It'll be 13 to go once they take the green flag. Pace car makes its way back onto pit road. Field back in the hands of Bubba Wallace in the 23. He's back into the gas. Going to get a shove from the 6 of Keselowski. Not enough help for Suarez on that inside line, but he dives in very deep.
We got a car up almost in the wall here, the 3 of Austin Dillon.
Almost wonder if he had a tire going down or something.
They stay side by side. Suarez went really deep into turn 1 and now into turn 3, and he's going to clear the 23. Suarez leading in Michigan.
There's a good restart for Bowman. He must have heard you, Steve, telling him to get up there and get a few spots right there in 4th place.
I love it. I love the aggression, right? If you want to make the playoffs, you got to kind of take some points at sometimes, more than just earn them. And right now he can earn them and take them away from the people he's trying to race.
Logano's going to get a shove here from Larson in the 5. Pushes him by the 16 of Allmendinger. There's Ross Chastain in the 1 on the bottom of the track, trying to make some moves in that star and stripe paint color. Take a look at what happened with Austin Dillon here on the restart.
He's in that outside lane, headed down into turn, and got loose, maybe thinking he's got a tire problem. He comes to pit road just as the field goes by. He's going to lose a lap. There he is, blending back into traffic, Marty.
Yeah, Junior, it was a right side tire that was down for Austin Dillon, so that's another one we can add to the list. He had that on the restart, caught it before it hit the wall, but they did come down and change the right side just a moment ago, as you mentioned, Junior.
We know the teams try to run as close as they can, air pressure-wise, to be able to find speed, but it also gets, puts that tire in a bad situation. And when there's heavy loads and a lot of corners and a lot of corner speed, this is cooler temps, higher corner speeds, big loads, long corners. Steve, that might be causing the problems today.
Yeah, there's some physical limits with the shock bottoming out that won't let the back of the car get as low as you want it. The lower the back of the car, actually more downforce you make with the diffuser. As you see Chris Buescher making a big move on the 47. Some tough racing back here with Ty Gibbs and the 12 of Blaney. So you actually just let a little air out of the tire, and the tire squishes. And the car, even though mechanically can't get lower suspension-wise, it just squishes the tire and gets that diffuser lower to the ground.
Truex Jr. battling back here after coming to pit road on lap 104. Now he's already up to the 8th position in that number 19. We would not expect him to be on pit road when the caution comes out for the end of stage 2. Those of you that are playing fantasy, remember you've got about 9 laps to change your garage driver out if that's an option.
Denny Hamlin trying to work his way back through the pack. It's going to go around the 43 of Eric Jones here. He's up about 11 or 12 spots since the start. After losing all of those positions on pit road, the 5 takes a spot away from Logano, moving into 5th position behind his teammate Bowman. Truex getting another spot there around the 16.
Hamlin, after the problems on pit road, he's trying to get past the 4 of Harvick. Harvick muscling by on the outside.
Well, and Hamlin has recovered well. He's up to 17th. So you mentioned that issue on pit road is now true. That's what makes this 19 so good. Not only does it roll the middle of the corner, but then look at this, Junior. He can carry enough exit speed from the bottom to pull up in lane and start catching the 5 car in front of him.
He's the only one that can just slice up through the field like that. Everybody else is a dogfight. Truex just turns underneath guys and is able to have the grip and just roll right by them. I don't see anybody else that has the ability to do what he can do.
No, that'd be a chat I'd have to have with my driver to be like, hey, man, look, that's not around a wedge or a shot click away. Whatever he has, we're going to have to go home and work on because that's not just car balance.
Big move by Buescher there in the 17 on the lower part of your screen. We saw him move out of the way behind Ross Chastain, take that spot. I don't think anybody thought that Truex could come to pit road on lap like 102 and potentially win this stage. But look at what he's doing, how fast he's moving through with now under 6 laps to go. And Truex 2.5 or a little over 2.5 seconds back. Won't be able to get up to the front, but still an impressive surge back to the front.
You mentioned Chastain, a car we thought would have a strong day today, and he's lost about 7 spots since the restart. He's got a couple cars here closing in on him. Take a few more spots away from this one car.
You see how aggressive they're getting. Saw Blaney pulled right up in front of Ty Gibbs. Ty had good momentum on him, and he just said, to heck with you. I'm coming up here. I need this outside lane. You're going to lift or we're going to wreck. And that's what we talk about, driver etiquette. That's what's different today.
Marty.
Well, it wasn't a very good Sunday for Kevin Harvick, but Monday's a little bit better. Said the car has improved. They're really struggling, though, on restarts as you ride on board with Kevin Harvick with the Hunt Brothers camera on board the 4 car. He said the restarts are so tough. He just loses so many spots, but eventually they start recovering. And we're also seeing Harvick, when he can, run that higher line using that grip that is up in the top of the racetrack. Harvick, how many times have we seen him improve as the race goes on, Jeff? Seems like almost every week they make the car better, and they're always around in stage 3.
Yeah, I never count them out. They're going to keep fighting and clawing. They just don't know the word quit. See Hamlin continue to try to make that inside work. Now this group could be 3 wide off the corner. No, they actually, the 12 got really tight on corner exit there. Look at the run that Gibbs is getting because of that.
Ty Gibbs in the 54, tucked in behind the 12, but the 11 of Denny Hamlin going in front of Blaney. Listen into his radio.
Currently, we're 15. We'll restart about 8. Doing everything I can. I know. I'm telling you to mitigate risk. I'm okay where we're at.
Okay, so here you have it. That's a conversation between driver and crew chief. Denny Hamlin sees all these cars in front of him. He says, I have to pass them all. I have to get to the front. And Chris Gabehart is saying, no, you do not. Most of those guys are coming to pit road. I know you want to chase the 19 down, but forget about the 19 for a minute. He's, as he drives to the inside of Bubba Wallace. If you look in front of the 11, you know, I have 3, maybe 5 cars that are going to stay out on fuel. So that's where he says mitigate risk. Let's not wreck this thing. Get to the end of the stage, line up in the front 4 rows, and we'll race the final stage.
Bubba Wallace has to be scratching his head saying, wait a second. He stopped on lap 100, and now he's already passing me for the 3rd spot?
Bubba Wallace and every other driver and crew chief in the field that see the lap times of that 19. How about Brad Keselowski? Saw his teammate, the car that he owns of Chris Buescher, go to victory lane a week ago. We know Brad wants to win.
Daniel Suarez leading this stage. Remember, he came in 34 points behind that cut line out of the playoffs. Got 5 stage points in stage 1, and now looking to win this stage. This could be a huge day for Daniel.
They got that 19 car Truex all over the back of him now.
Look at the 19. He came to pit road on lap 102, and now look at this. The possibility exists he could win the stage.
Daniel needs to recognize that that 19 car is just faster. And how aggressive do you get right here? Don't overdrive this thing. Even if you get 8 stage points instead of 10, it's still a huge gain.
Here comes Truex high on the high side. Daniel's going to squeeze him. Truex to the inside down the front straightaway.
Tries to side draft him, and he'll do it. Truex is going to win the stage. What a run for the 19 team. Sweep stage 1 and 2.
That was pretty good racing.
My goodness. Martin Truex Jr. Suarez, Keselowski, Wallace, Bowman, the top 5. Larson, Logano, Allmendinger, Cindric, and Buescher all gaining stage points, finishing in the top 10. He looked high. Suarez closed the door. He goes down low, side drafts, and just clears him at the line. 15 one-thousandths of a second. Is based on a true story, only in theaters August 25th, and tickets are on sale now. Beautiful Irish hills of Michigan as we are watching the NASCAR Cup Series racing presented by Golden Corral. 2 stages complete, getting ready for the final stage, and pit stops that some will be making here now that stage 2 is done. Strategy-wise, Steve, who's in the best shape?
Well, you know what makes a good strategy is a rocket ship of a race car. So I think Martin Truex Jr. is in the best shape on both sides of that. I think he has enough fuel to only stop one more time. He has the fastest race car. They may come down and just fill it up with fuel to make sure the next pit stop under green isn't slow with how much fuel they're going to have. And that's what you're seeing here. Some guys staying out because they have enough fuel. Some will come just take a quick splash. Others need a lot. Kim.
Let's follow Daniel Swords' stop at the top first. He was reporting it was free, even in traffic. Felt like it did in practice 4 times. Oh, yeah. Martin Truex Jr. electing to come down just to make sure their last fuel stop is going to be shorter. Those right side tires for that rocket ship of Martin Truex Jr., Marty.
And to that point, Brad Keselowski said that 19 is just unreal. That was all I had. He said, though we did get better the longer we ran. As crew chief Matt McCall said, listen, we're going to pay a big price here. We're going to have to wait a long time on fuel. Don't get frustrated. But he leaves, and they have earned so many stage points today. That's going to be a massive benefit for the 6 car.
Again, Keselowski finishing in the top 5 there. Truex, you know, he swept the stages here in 2017, but he only finished 6th. He's looking to do quite a bit better today.
BetterHelp
Australian sensation Jet Lawrence.
Yeah, he started the year on the 250s in the Supercross, which that's like in the arenas what you would expect, the high-flying Supercross. He went ahead and won that 250 championship, and then said, well, I'm going to move to the 450s when we go to pro motocross in the outdoors, and he's going to basically go undefeated at the moment, 16-0, so he's looking to win that. And then you heard, right, the Super Pro Motocross, the big championship at the end of the year. It's going to be so much. But I'm going to tell you, as a 19-year-old, you talk about stars. He's got the talent. He's got the swagger. It's going to be here. We got James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael on the call. I got to go to Nashville and hang out with those two. They knew way back when that this guy was going to be special. They know how to pick talent because, man, Jet Lawrence is impressive.
Yeah, 2 of the GOATs will be calling. And, again, that all starts at 1 p.m. Eastern on Peacock, then on NBC at 3 p.m. Jeff, what about the points that they've earned this race so far?
Well, the big race so far, Bubba Wallace, he was in good shape, but not great shape in points, but has gained 16. Suarez was behind. He's gained 14. Gibbs, 8. I thought they gave up an opportunity. That strategy did not work out as well at the end of stage 2, but still 8 points. Some guys gaining, some guys losing, Kim.
And with the different strategies, Chris Buescher, last week's winner, resumes the lead. They do have to stop one more time. It will be a longer stop, but that's what last week's win did for this team. They can try different things on strategy. Right now, Chris, very happy with the race car. Just like yesterday told us, he feels like he does not have to back down his commitment, can do what he wants with the car, Marty.
Kim, all the focus has been on Martin Truex Jr., who clearly has the best car, but don't count out his teammate Denny Hamlin yet. Despite stalling the car on pit road, they are 12th coming to that choose, and they also are 3rd on the strategy that they're on with their teammate Martin Truex Jr. Denny said even after that stall, quote, "We have a rocket ship. I just have to manage it." The 11 looks almost as good as a 19, Rick. Not quite, though.
The 17 on the outside of Buescher, the 45 of Reddick on the inside, both getting a push. The 12 of Brian Blaney pushing Buescher, and the 21 of Harrison Burton pushing Reddick. And look at Harvick up here as well in that orange number 4.
Hart's been able to make that top groove work. I've watched him back in traffic using some of that resin. Oh, we got a crash down the back straightaway. Looks like Alex Bowman's around.
Yeah, big contact there. Alex Bowman slammed into the side of another car too. So he may have had some contact from someone else, but Bowman goes around. And now 3 of the Hendrick cars have been involved with issues.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman was trying to climb his way back into this playoff conversation with points.
See, the right rear tire is down for Bowman.
Something was happening. The 38 looked like he was backing up, and then all of a sudden,
38's got like a right rear tire flat. So there's the 38. It's going to get squeezed into the wall right there.
By Michael McDowell, teammate.
And I believe the 48 may have gotten contact from the left rear.
Yeah, maybe his teammate.
Maybe.
Take another look.
So top of the screen, 38's coming up off the corner. Oh, the 2 did not know they were 3 wide, shoves McDowell into his teammate, and then, yeah, Bowman gets contact from, I believe, the 14.
I agree. They were 3 wide with Larson on the inside, and the 14 didn't really have anywhere to go.
3. Full run ahead.
That's just, when you're 2 and 3 wide on these restarts, I mean, what are you going to do? I think you are right, though, Dale. I think it all starts with the 6 doesn't realize he is, excuse me, I think it's Cindric, the 2, doesn't realize he is 3 wide, and he gets both front row cars kind of pushed up.
Yeah.
So right here at the top of the screen, you see the white number 2. They're going to split the 34.
Now, the 2 doesn't know the 38's out there. He thinks he's just got the 38 there, or the 34 there. So he squeezes the 34 into his teammate, across the nose. Bowman just trying to get out of the way.
And the final calculation on pit road. Didn't have their radio on, was listening to 48. We'll check in if this was part of their strategy plan or something else. Is Bubba Wallace also making a stop?
The restarts are wild. You know, 3 wide and all of that. But getting in trouble, you know, these guys are getting in trouble, squeezing each other in the fence. We've seen a lot of aero issues as well, creating problems for cars and big runs coming from behind. And I think it's just going to continue this final stage.
Bowman's trying to figure out if he can get pulled back into pits, see if they can do work on that 48. But caution coming out as Alex Bowman, he was 39 points from the bubble before that happened. IndyCar and NASCAR on the road course. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern on USA and Peacock. It's IndyCar Series racing. That will be followed by the Xfinity Series race. And then Sunday, same time, a move to NBC. The NASCAR Cup Series race takes place. And Shane Van Gisbergen, remember, he was on the street course at Chicago and wowed all of the NASCAR fans and those stock car fans here in the United States as the New Zealander came over and showed everyone how good he is at turning left and right. Well, he's back in the field. So yeah, SVG will be racing at Indy next weekend.
And a lot of rumors around what he's going to do next year, whether he's going to be involved in NASCAR, how much he'll be involved in NASCAR. He's coming to the Bojangles studio to be on the Dale Jr. Download. I can't wait to see what he'll tell me.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. And also how he runs at Indy. A lot of people thought he had a massive advantage on the street course, first street course for the NASCAR drivers. Now he's going to Indy, a place where, you know, our guys have run a lot, but he's going to be competitive. He is a great road racer. He is going to be competitive. See Alex Bowman right here, 4 flat tires. They had to pull him back to the pit box. Steve, when you get 4 flat tires of these cars, they bottom out on the chassis and the car will not roll.
Yeah, so they have to be assisted back. This has been a lot of conversation about not only how you get back, but should you be in the race, should you be out of the race if you need assistance. But now the 48 can finally get to work. Now they're on the damaged vehicle policy. They have 7 minutes, but you know, it doesn't look like there's too much severe damage. They're going to look at the toe links. That's what the mechanics are doing right here. Body itself seems to be relatively well intact.
And Steve, I was watching the officials. The jackman was trying to put the jack under the car as they were getting ready to lower it from the tow truck, but the official said, no. You can't touch it until we disconnect from it because of that clock situation.
Well, because of the clock and safety. They're not a big fan. They like the safety workers to do their job and the teams to do their job.
Seeing the first 3 choose the high line for the restart there.
I'm a bit surprised by Harvick's choice to go to the top, sitting 3rd in line. Right now, you're going to line up 6th. Hey, he's a champion and a winner here and knows what he's doing, but that's tempting to go ahead and line up on that inside line, and we've seen it work.
Yeah, Reddick tried. This lineup is exactly like it looked the time before. Reddick tried the bottom, and Harvick actually got by him. Reddick, you know, he's not going to quit trying. He's going to try to make it happen. Marty.
Well, when caution almost immediately came out, Kevin Harvick said, I'm taking the top no matter what. And remember, the point you made a moment ago, he has really made the top work throughout runs, and restarts have been a struggle for Kevin Harvick. So trying to give himself every advantage he can get. The top 4 has worked better for Harvick today, so taking the top here, no doubt about it, in 3rd, and decides to go all the way to the top, Kim.
And Kyle Larson with his 2nd visit down pit road. They've already finished the service on that. That first visit was unscheduled. They wanted to make sure that he didn't get any damage in that incident. They said it mechanically looks good, physically it looks good. They did bring him back down to do one more kind of check. They put a little bit of tape on the left front fender, also filled it up with fuel.
Fuel's going to be a conversation for all of these guys with 69 to go. Everybody needs a pit stop. You're just trying to keep that pit stop as short as possible. As you see the 14 still getting repairs.
And there was a little bit of contact there with 48, sent him up into the wall.
Junior, you talked about Harvick picking that outside lane. So when we drop the green flag, just watch, not just the front rows, but watch back in the 4th, 5th, 6th rows, how chaotic it gets. When you get to the back straightaway, if you don't have forward momentum on the bottom, you need to try to find your way to the top, because these cars, they get so slow when they get bogged down on the bottom, down the back straightaway, they just line up on you and just go flying by you. But if you never make a chance the way Reddick is, then you never get in the front. So this is an opportunity for Reddick to try to do something. Harrison Burton behind him, teammate Cindric. We saw a lot of pushing the last restart, and I think that's only going to get more aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. The stage 3 restarts are always more intense in every single race that we have. And that's been uncharacteristic for Michigan all the way around. Cars crashing and guys losing control. Usually this is a, long green flag strategy, fuel mileage type of race. It's been anything but that yesterday and today. We're running out of cars, though. Certainly the field's thinning out. And you have to wonder when this thing's going to settle in and be what we would come to expect at Michigan, Rick.
Yeah, 9 cautions already, Junior. 43 caution laps. Of course, a lot of that has been for weather that we saw yesterday. NASCAR fans, Fan Rewards is free to join. Earning points by watching racing. You can answer trivia, playing fantasy, buy race tickets, and more. You save those points, trade them in for free tickets or autographed merchandise or exclusive gear. Just visit NASCAR.com/fan rewards. And again, applaud the fans that have come back here on a Monday to watch the conclusion of this one, Marty.
Rick, maybe more damage for Chase Briscoe than we thought. It is knocked out of tow on the left front, and also the left rear toe link is broken, Richard Boswell tells me, so they're going to have to make that repair. Briscoe already a lap down in 32nd.
Field coming back out of turn 4, 2x2. Again, Reddick is on the inside, but it's Chris Buescher on the outside leading the field through the restart zone. '21 pushing Reddick as we see Ross Chastain jump out of line, making it 3 wide into turn 1.
So Reddick cleared. Now he's up in that outside line. Harrison Burton stuck on the bottom. Can he get behind Harvick? Does not feel like he can slide in there. That would have been an extremely aggressive move. And look at what happens. The outside line just starts piling up on you. And one of them being Truex, and getting in front of him is going to be very difficult. Now he is just stuck on the bottom. How bad would the damage be?
21 of Burton starting to fall back now. Oh, he found an opening right there in front of the one of Ross Chastain, but Ross Chastain said, well, I'll go bite you on the inside.
It's still the right move to make. You know, if you don't make that move, the whole line's going to go by you. So, you know, lined up in 5th, took an opportunity and went back to 10th.
And we'll see the Truex car on the inside. He has such a fast car that he has the guts to go to the bottom and see if it can work without losing positions. He's going to be able to try to clear the 2, not quite get it done. The big run coming from behind, what do they do? Denny's going to go down here and try to help him. No, Denny's going to go 3 wide.
And Truex was side drafting that 2 of Cindric, and that allowed the 11 of Denny Hamlin to move up to his inside. Now Martin Truex Jr. powering by on the outside.
Yeah, Martin's making Denny regret that decision down the front straightaway as he sends Denny back a few cars. Truex will regroup, try to battle back, and try to go again at this number 2 of Cindric. Cindric way up the track there.
Now Martin has an opportunity to make it. They're not right behind him. So even if it doesn't work out, there's plenty of room to Eric Almirola. They're going to get to him at the corner, but this is where Martin's fast. He just overdrives the corner and easily gets in front of the 2 of Cindric. That's something that no one else has. I have not seen anyone with the capabilities, and when you are Cindric, when you're watching this happen, you're like, guys, I can't do this. I have no way to compete against this. I can't defend it, nor can I attack it.
Speaking of attack, we'll see how aggressive the 11 is on Denny Hamlin as we see Harvick and him doing a little side drafting with Blaney. The 2 Fords at a dead heat at the start-finish line. As Harvick stays to the inside, tries to slide in behind the 12 of Blaney and hold a little bit of that momentum, but
big run back here.
Yep, here comes Truex.
Yep. That hard racing between the 2 Fords kind of slowed them down off of 2. Easy pass for Truex to get the 4. Now look at Blaney drive down in front of that 19, take his air away. Truex has to go to the top to find clean air.
The ability to recover from that, though, I mean, you know, you would have thought Harvick would have been able to turn back underneath him and get alongside of him, but the ability to recover is really impressive. Look at that.
But that's what's new with this car is the ability that the drivers have to see behind them and move in the corner, drive down in front of the car that's behind them. Because they know how bad that dirty air is. Air coming underneath that splitter in the center of the splitter and going back to the diffuser. When you shut that off for the car behind you, it's a great defense to be able to maintain that position.
for third. Martin Truex Jr. fighting with Blaney. As on the top of the screen we see the fight for the lead, and Reddick about 4 car lengths now behind the 17 of Buescher. We'll see how hard he throws it into turn 3.
How about Buescher? I mean, think about what they did at Richmond. Really had the fastest car the whole race, dominated that race. Now here he is leading again. Talk about RFK and the resurgence of Roush Racing. We're accustomed to seeing in the past Roush Racing dominate races. Went on a long slump, and now here they are back leading races and potentially contending for this championship.
Truex back to the bottom of the 12 here in the middle of 1 and 2. It's going to be side by side coming up off the corner.
Those two continue to fight for that 3rd spot.
Even down the back straightaway into 3. I think Truex easily drives into the corner. Takes the spot away. Now he's 3 seconds back, a little more than 3 seconds back to Reddick and Buescher out front. Let's see how quickly, if he can run them down.
Riding along with the Hunt Brothers Pizza on board of Kevin Harvick as he runs currently in that 5th position and gaining on the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
You off there. 1 lane higher than you by 1. Just watch your top.
Let's go through the field, brought to you by eBay, and we'll start with Kim and Buescher.
Yeah, Chris Buescher, our most recent winner, and he talked about coming into this weekend, the confidence boost that he had because of that win, and that they just straight up raced everyone and beat the best at it. They felt like they had a great chance this weekend, too, for a great finish. He said Michigan is such a huge race for Ford and Jack and Brad, and that makes me proud of what we were able to do last weekend and excited for what we're able to do this weekend. He runs in front of Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has shown speed all weekend long. Tyler told me this morning they believe they have the speed to win this race, but the thing is they do not need to be pushing so hard in areas where mistakes can happen, and that's what they've been doing wrong recently. They want to clean up their mistakes, get themselves playoff ready. And as we have a battle for the lead, you see Tyler Reddick right there trying to give it to Chris Buescher, and we'll see what he can do. Now let's go back to the 3rd position, Martin Truex Jr. What do we say about this car? We say it is a rocket ship. He has been absolutely quiet all race long on the radio. No complaints on that race car. And the goal today was to come in the points leader and leave the points leader. That's what James Small wanted to do. They have gotten stage points in both stage and looking for a great finish here this afternoon, Marty.
Ryan Blaney sitting in 4th, trying for a 2nd Michigan win. If he's going to do that, he's going to have to figure out how to beat the 19 car right in front of him. Blaney said he just doesn't have any turn down into the corner to get to the bottom of the track, and you see that right there, trying to run the middle for Blaney, but says everybody else is gaining time on him on the bottom of the track. Harvick was able